But it good. I run it up in the right kind of yellow. What? Nigga. Shit so fucking hard, yeah. What? The sad, I be serving and the fan, got the serving and the fab out the pen. Now we need to work around the platform, and drip around the clock, nigga serving and the spell, try the pen. I love my nigga.
This live stream may contain content that could be perceived as shocking or offensive, but it is presented solely for educational purposes. Viewer discretion is advised. We strive to adhere to community guidelines, and any potentially sensitive material is shared with the intent of fostering understanding and learning.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard, and my beautiful wife, Morgan. She's making her first appearance on the live stream, especially her first appearance on the live stream after the tragic accident that we had about a month and a half ago. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. No one knows, I guess, what I looked like before, so I feel like my view of the camera, what I see, I look pretty normal.
You do look normal. Yeah. You look great.
Yeah,
you look great.
And you're catching my good side on the camera, so yeah, you can't see all the messed up here, but I'm doing good.
You look fine. You listen, lighting and makeup goes a long way,
You've
right?
done real good here, bro.
You done right. But you are doing good. You know, you've healed up well. It's been a crazy month and a half.
Yes.
I thought about showing the picture on here of what you look like, but I wanted to ask you first. I'm not going to tonight, but
hold on. Here's what I have to say. You can
okay.
You can post it on here, and that does not bother me at all. Anyone, it's a graphic picture, okay? But to you can. The only complaint I had is that some family members explicitly didn't want to see it, and I was scared of that on Facebook.
Yeah, it is a very gruesome picture, but all that aside,
if he posts it, see me now, okay? Everyone, look at this face, because when you see what I looked like before, you're gonna go, holy fucking shit.
This chick be out here trying to just take over the stream, just trying to take over your boy's stream. Is that what we're doing here?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tits and ass always sell, bro. Tits and ass always sell.
All right. Well, so listen, since we have Morgan here, I'm going to have her look at a couple of videos, get her opinion on these things. And then I want to ask you a couple of questions about, I put up these community posts. They're called Question of the Day. I want to get your take on it, on it from the wife perspective of a security guard and your perspective of a female, because a lot of the guys that I think are responding to these things, you know, no disrespect, but they don't know how devious you all can be. Y'all can be some conniving, devious people. And some of these guys are cruising for a bruising and are to end up getting themselves caught up in the game. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So we're going to go through a couple of videos. This is called Security Guard Wife Reacts. Morgan, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so the first video, this is a situation that I see a lot of. Guys will take their girlfriend or they'll take their wife out to the shooting range, and they think that it's funny or it's cute to give them a high-powered firearm, whether it's a pistol, whether it's a rifle. And I'm just telling you right now, before I show you this video, nothing bad happens in this video, okay? But I want you to just pay close attention to how she handles the firearm, the reaction in the situation. And then I want to talk about that, because this has to stop. This is not good for anybody, and it can lead to some very, very, very horrible outcomes. So here's the first video. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
I quit. All right, yeah. All right, go. Okay.
Not the hostage.
Man, you could wrong goddamn nigga, man. God damn. God fucking damn.
So you saw that situation, like she's got a very loose grip on the firearm, number one. Number two, the person that is having her, you know, fire the shotgun, they're nowhere near her. Like we're just going to assume that there's not another round in the shotgun. You know, it looks like it's a pump action shotgun. But that being said, like, you know, anything can happen, right? He's nowhere near her. He doesn't have his hand on her shoulder. Like when we would go to the shooting range, like I'm putting my hand on your shoulder, I'm saying super close to you. And then you see as she sets that shotgun down, it teeters and it almost falls onto the ground. A lot of just very unsafe practices. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you kind of just said all you kind of just said all my thoughts. So thank you for leading the witness there. But no, I mean, you could tell she didn't even have. I'm not a gun expert by any shape of. I don't know shit about shit, but like didn't have good form. Like I was more initially scared for her form holding that shotgun, because even watching someone else shoot a shotgun, you can tell how much kick or how much power those have, and you have to have a sure grip on one of those if you're going to be shooting them. And she was just so loosey goosey, and even had it so much lower, which then begs me to think that the people helping her
might not have
real experience either with handling a gun.
Yeah, let's watch it one more time. And you know what I worry about is like this type of practice. You know, they're doing something that's, you know, they think that it's harmless, but if she's holding an AR-15, there's more than one round in there, and she has the same type of practice, like that could be deadly. So let's watch it one more time.
I quit. All right, yeah. All right, go. Okay.
Pointed down and everything.
Nigga, man. God, fucking damn.
Yeah, guys, stop trying to have fun in those situations. Like, that's not the time to be messing around. Getting your girlfriend or your wife on video having a crazy reaction to a high-powered firearm. It's not a good look. There's a video out where these parents, they take their kid, I think she's like 9. They take this 9-year-old girl to a shooting range in Utah, and they have her shoot a fully automatic Uzi. A fully automatic Uzi, which is a pistol. I mean, you watch a lot of action movies, and the guy that's the instructor, he's standing there and he kind of backs away from her, takes his hand off of her back, and the kid just sprays and kills the guy. It's horrible. So that family, that kid, they have to live with that the rest of their life. The next video that we're going to look at, it comes from Gresham, right down the street. Now, my question to you, Morgan, in this video, okay, can you spot the mistakes that are made in this situation? Because this is you know what? I'll just let you watch the video. We'll watch it full the way through. Okay. And then I want you to tell me if you can see some mistakes that this person makes.
You want me to call them out as I see them?
Let's just watch it first, okay. And then we'll break it down. Okay, so here we go. Right down the street from where we live. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me just give you one more little tip. Sorry. So there is an older woman on the other side of this vehicle. So the woman has pulled into her driveway. She's gotten out of the driver's side, and she's kind of like over in between this car and another car. Okay. So this lady has just come from the street in this area here and walked over to the vehicle. The victim is not visible in this in the frame. Okay. Got it. All right.
You dropped this? You dropped this? Yes. Back at the ATM. Oh. Dropped out of your car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I was wondering, do you have a phone that I can use real quick, please?
Oh, I don't have phone, sorry. No.
Okay, well, my phone is dead in my car.
No, I don't have phone.
That's not your phone?
No, it's not me.
Are you sure? That's why I came back to bring it to you?
No.
Okay, so she says, hey, did you drop this at the ATM down the street? So we're just going to assume that this lady has followed her from wherever this lady was, right? And then the lady says, okay, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And now she's saying, do you have a phone that I can use? The lady says no. And then the subject in the pink here is saying, what about the phone that you have right there? Okay.
Thank you so much.
So she reaches in, takes her purse, and then runs off. So what do you think in that video? What do you see as some telltale signs that she should have been aware of from the very beginning?
Oh, well, first things first, is she even let someone approach her to begin with?
Thank you, man. I was hoping you were going to say that. I was hoping you were going to say that. What do you say in that situation? As soon as you see this, what are you saying to this person?
Well, first off, we don't see the 10 seconds before this. Okay. So hypothetically, if this woman just walked up off the street and I'm outside of my car in some way, the moment her foot even thinks it's going to directionally turn towards our driveway, and I think she is, I'm already saying, stop right there. Don't come any closer. And I've done that to one person.
Yeah.
One time, and he stopped where he was and went, oh, sorry, like, but I'm already giving those commands, number one, of stop right there, don't come any closer, because someone is not in any way, shape, or form going to approach me. If they do keep approaching, I know that there is some nefarious.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. And I go, hey, stop. They are literally going to go, oh, fuck, what? Okay. Like, it's going to catch you off guard if you ain't got nothing to hide.
You 100% said exactly what I'm thinking. You are taking control of the situation and you're forcing that person to show their hand. Yeah. We were talking about that movie last night where it's like, hey, if you have nothing to hide and this is truly the situation, you're going to follow this person's commands. You're going to do what they say. Mm-hmm. In this situation, assuming that now, if this person gets the drop on you and you're digging around in your other car and you don't see this person come up, that's a different, set of circumstances. But assuming that you see this person walking into your driveway, you're forcing them to show their hand. You say, hey, stop. Don't come into my driveway. Like, I'm so happy that you said that. All right. So that would be number one, by not giving commands right then. So let's just assume that someone gets the drop on you. They've made it up to the car. Now you turn around and you're having this conversation. Let's listen to what she says here. Stand by.
Now, you got this?
What are you thinking?
The moment if someone were to ever say that, hey, you dropped this, and I turn around and they're in my driveway 6 or 8 feet away from me, the first thing I'm going to say is drop it right where it is. And I need you to step back into the street for me.
Right.
Because I do not want someone, again, this goes to step one, but like someone in my personal space.
Absolutely. So you're just basically resetting.
Yes.
So you didn't get a chance to stop this person before they got up into the driveway area. Right. But now that you see them, that doesn't change anything. You see this person right here. That doesn't change shit. Hey, stop. Hey, you dropped this. Great. Put it on top of my car. Set it down in the driveway. Get the fuck back.
Yeah.
Right. I love it. All right. Let's just say that you didn't see this person coming into your driveway. You haven't said that to this person once they've made contact. When you see an area where you should be doing something different than what this lady is doing, just say stop and I'll stop the video. I'll let you kind of lead it.
You got this? You got this? Yes. Back at the ATM. Chopped out of your car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was wondering, do you have a phone that I can use real quick, please?
Oh, I don't have.
Okay, you said pause. What's up?
Well, I said pause because if she says, did you drop this? And you say, what? And she goes, did you drop this? If you're not immediately telling them to get back, and then she manages to go back at the ATM, the first thing this should be running through my mind is someone knows where I just came from. If I just came from the ATM, someone knows where I just came from, number one. You can keep playing, and I'll tell you what is going to happen next. And the moment she says, do you have a phone? No, I don't. Get off my property. I mean, we're kind of talking, I love you, we're talking in circles because there are so many things that need to be done before we even get to the point that the woman opens the car door.
Yeah. And this is why I tell people you have to have these conversations with your spouse and your family, your kids, no matter how young they are. If they're in middle school, they're in grade school, you have to talk to them about allowing people to close that distance. Whatever the conversation that needs to be had, it can be had from down at the end of the driveway. Mm-hmm. Off my property, right? And so, you have to have this conversation with your children, with your spouse, with your partner, with your parents. I made an entire video about the importance of us talking to our elderly parents about this, because in their mind, just like I'm 45, almost 46, I still feel like I'm 22. I'm sure that in my dad's mind, Morgan's parents' mind, regardless of the fact that they're getting up there in age, they don't think that they are, and they don't think that they are allowing themselves to be placed in these dangerous situations and circumstances, but they are. And you have to tell them about this. Go ahead.
And the fact that she's a woman, to me, does not tip the scale one way or the other. I would be commanding her. I would probably have a smidge more. I won't definitely lie about that. I would have a smidge more awareness in terms of it being a man, right? Because as someone who, I'll just say physically bigger, and I can tell stronger than me. So I guess I won't stereotype it. But someone physically bigger and stronger than me, but it does not deter me in the fact that she is a woman approaching. That would not make me feel more comfortable. It would not make me soft towards her in that way. Because just off first glance to another woman walking up, even though it can potentially feel like an even playing field, right? Oh, woman in this, like, I still don't know her.
Absolutely.
I don't know
100%.
her intentions.
All right, so let's go ahead and push it through.
No,
Okay, well, my phone is dead in my purse.
no, I don't have phone.
That's not your phone?
No, it's not me.
Are you sure that's why I came back to bring it to you?
So she's telling this lady, like, no, that's not, you know, I don't have a phone. I don't have this. I don't have that. She's giving her, you know, multiple, not excuses, but reasons why, like, this conversation should stop. Like, what should she be doing right here?
She should have already been telling her to get off property.
Yeah.
But she's not. And most people aren't inherently bad.
Yeah.
We know this. But that doesn't, and I don't walk around in fear of anything. I don't leave this house fearful by any way, shape, or form. However, we also don't, you know, I don't think it's treating someone bad or inhuman, for the politically correct term, to tell them, no, stop, stay where you're at, or back up, or get away from me. Like, and we don't tell enough people. We aren't raised that it's okay to tell people, stop, get out of my space, give me space, whatever it is. Like, we're not raised to that it's okay to tell people.
So let me ask you this. What do you do in a situation once she has reached into your vehicle and she's taking your purse? Do you chase her? Like, what do you think on that?
Fuck no. Fuck
No.
her. She can take my purse.
Let it go.
First off, yeah, no.
Do you shoot?
Fuck no.
Okay, good. I'm asking. I'm trying.
I know, but I think of, like, nothing in my purse. Number one, my purse is never going to be off my body. If someone's getting it from me at any point, anywhere, it doesn't matter.
Boy, y'all better get you a woman like this, man. My bitch is trained up in here.
Stop.
Let's go.
No, but it's not off my body because I do carry a firearm, and I never wish to use my firearm outside of a range. But if someone takes something from my car that I have in there, there is nothing I'm going to keep in my car that is not like loss prevention at a damn grocery store.
Talk that shit. She said, first off, my bag ain't gonna be in the car.
Yeah.
It's on me. If she taking my bag, we got a whole different set of problems. Talk your shit, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Been up here listening to me. See, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you go through times where you're like, you know what, man, she don't listen to me. Like, I'm just, anybody else will listen. She'll listen to anybody else. Anybody else.
He thinks I don't listen to shit.
But if I say something, she doesn't listen, man. You're up in here speaking that gospel. Let's go. I love it. I love it. All right. Now I'm going to test you. Because I gave you two easy, super easy. All right. This next video, similar set of circumstances. We're going to turn up the heat a little bit. Okay. I'm going to let you watch it all the way through, and then we're going to break it down. Credit goes to the news organization. I believe this is like one of the Los Angeles news organizations. I will put it in the description and give them video credit. Using this under fair use for discussion on tactics, safety, and again, using this under fair use. So YouTube, don't strike my page. All right, here we go.
Breaking news at 11. A frightening attack inside an elevator. A man suddenly grabbing a woman, putting her in a chokehold, and then dragging her down to the elevator floor. Tonight, there's been an arrest in this shocking attack. The video begins with the woman standing at the elevator door. The moment it opens, she takes a step forward, and that's when he strikes. The man pulls her back inside using a chokehold and quickly shoves her to the floor of the elevator car. He tries to grab her purse, and then he begins hitting her over and over again. As the elevator door is closing, the man is able to get a hold of the purse, and after a few moments, he steps away from her. That's when the dazed woman struggles to crawl away and tries to get to her feet. As soon as the elevator door opens again, the man takes off. But another surveillance camera captures him as he exits the elevator, and that very clear surveillance shot helped police identify their suspect as 43-year-old James Moore.
James, you dirtbag motherfucker. All right, Morgan, what are your thoughts? What did you see wrong at the very, very beginning when they're in that elevator? And you said something in the earlier video before this. You said something that is so pertinent to what happened in this. You said you do not owe it to anybody any sort of like level of courtesy or respect, right?
It doesn't make you disrespectful to create space and boundaries.
Create space and boundaries. So keeping that in mind, stand by, hang on.
The previous mug.
What do you see wrong in This image, no, because there.
Yeah.
What do you see wrong in that image?
Well, number one, she's standing in front of him and with her back kind of to him and by the door. And by some twisted logic, I understand what she thinks. She is closest to the nearest exit, right? When that door opens, she is right there by the exit. So I get that. However, she literally has, other than peripheral vision, she has no gauge on what his intentions are. So like, even I feel like she would have been better off being at the back of the elevator to cause him to exit first. Also, being someone who is a concealed carrier, but if you're not, like, someone's body language and everything is going to tell you that when that door opens and he's not moving to step off or something like that, I don't know, I mean,
and I think in this situation, and most people wouldn't think of this, right? Most people would not think of this, but in this situation, you're a female and you're in an elevator with someone that you don't know, right? Step to the back and then tell this person, hey, sir, can you do me a favor? I don't feel comfortable. Can you move to that far right corner? Now, a decent man is going to go, absolutely. And he's going to move. Now, right now, you're putting him in that same position that you're putting that person that was coming onto the property. You're forcing them to either telegraph that they are going to do something or they're not going to do something. Now, if you tell that person or you ask that person nicely to move into the corner and you explain to them that you feel uncomfortable, if they don't say something or if they get an attitude, okay, now you should start putting yourself on alert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for that person who's a concealed carrier, I know where you carry your firearm. Don't say it here, but I know where you carry your firearm. In that moment, you would start thinking to yourself, okay, it might be time to get on a little bit more of an alert.
No, I would already be on an alert. If I ever, at any point, if I found myself somewhere where am in an elevator or in a stair, somewhere that is especially private like that, my hand is already on my firearm. I don't leave the grocery store in the middle of the day without my hand on my firearm, in case you didn't know that, because I just, at any point, you just never know.
You never know. And see, you're doing right.
And that's out in the open, but especially something like that, I would not feel safe to have it wherever it is I keep it and need the extra 2 seconds that I may not have to get my hand on it.
2 seconds is a lifetime in a situation where somebody puts their hands on you. You know what I mean? All right. Are you ready for some question of the day, Morgan? I want to get your response because I thought that, we had 358 votes on this question, probably one of our most interacted with question of the day that we've had in quite a while, definitely this year so far. But I was surprised that 50% of the people absolutely, in my opinion, picked the wrong answer. All right. So I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to give you the options. And then I'm going to read to you some of the comments that people made, which, man, I'm out here like trying to help save the security industry. And sometimes I'm just like, man, this shit is done. Like we don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance. All right. So question of the day. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Due to past situations that have led to legal issues, your company has a strict no fraternization policy. At the end of your shift, a female cashier informs you that her ride is not able to pick her up and she feels uncomfortable walking the 3 blocks home. It's close to midnight and you're heading in the direction of her home. The location in which this discussion between the two of you happens in an area that you're familiar with, and you're certain that there is no camera coverage, and thus nobody will know that you took her home. How do you proceed? Okay. So option A, give her a ride home. Option B, give her a ride, but immediately report it to your supervisor. Option C, inform her that you can't due to policy. Or option D, offer to pay for an Uber. What are your thoughts? Which option would you say I should choose if I was single? And then which option better I choose if I'm in the relationship with you that I'm in right now?
None of the above.
What? None of the above?
Give her a ride, but report it. Inform her you can't
do to policy.
Oh, okay. So then C, inform you can't do it due to policy.
All right. I'm about to say.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Tell her you can't do it due to policy.
That's single and not single.
Single
Same
and
answer.
not single, right?
Same answer.
Okay. Why would I say that? Or why should the guard say that I can't do it due to policy?
Because he's being nice. He's giving a clear, based on what options you gave. He's giving a clear, answer, right?
Okay.
And almost deflecting, like he's accepting the responsibility of his job, but he's also deflecting by going, hey, due to company policy. So to me, it comes across very nice, very PG, whatever. Also very politically correct of following the job descriptions. And this goes for single or not single. I would say that is the answer.
Well, the ramifications of not following the post orders are that you potentially not only lose your job, and this is where so many times I feel like the people that are in the security industry, and when I say this, I'm not just talking about the people that are on this channel that watch these videos, people that I work with, I have the same exact argument. Like, so many people have this attitude of, well, I don't see it that way. I'm going to do what I want to do. Completely negating the fact that your actions of doing what you want to do affect the entire contract for everybody. It's not like you can just do what you want to do and then they're going to get rid of you. That might happen. But every time that happens, it's a strike against the company. And so each and every guard, if you got 20 guys that work for that company, or you have 100 guys that work for that company, everybody for the most part is counting on that paycheck. I don't like the fact that my paycheck is tied to a lot of guys' attitudes of what I call people that like to vacation on fuck that aisle, right? What's fuck that aisle? Congratulations, you won a vacation on beautiful fuck that aisle. When you go, hey, the post orders say don't do X, Y, and Z. Fuck that aisle, do whatever I want to do. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're not supposed to X, Y, and Z. Fuck that. I'll handle it how I want to. And it's like, well, that's all well and good for you, Steve. Okay. But I got a mortgage to pay. And I don't appreciate the fact that now I'm having to look for another job because you wanted to vacation on fuck that aisle. I'm going to read to you some of the comments and then just give me like a quick 2 to 3, 4 word reaction of what you think in terms of what the person said. Okay.
No, because you can't put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot. The fuck I can't.
People are gonna think that I'm like an asshole if you're giving me 3 words.
Well, don't say anything that's asshole-ish.
Oh, well then great comments, guys. Loved it on all of them.
I want your
some explanation.
I want your opinion. Okay.
I'll
All
keep
right.
it as short as possible.
All right. So no names to any of this. All right. Someone says a ride home isn't fraternization in my book. Keep the body cam running. So this person is saying like turn on a body camera and then give this person a ride home. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Can I just jump the front of the line here?
Jump the front of the line. Jump. Go ahead. Sure.
Anyone who says give her a ride home, whether you are letting your boss know, not letting your boss know, or your wife, or anyone who's giving her a ride home, in my opinion, is not the right way to go about it. Chivalry, I love, okay? Here for it. Except there is a level of self-responsibility that comes in, and especially as a woman, and we don't talk about this either, where if that were me in that situation, I would not be and I've worked with male coworkers, right? It would have to be such a unique situation where I would be going up to them and asking them for a ride home, given situations like that. But I'm a cognizant person who thinks about the optics of things. And so I'm just going to skip any of those. If you want to read.
No, go ahead. No, so what's your ultimate point? What is your ultimate point about the dangers of being in this situation? Because I can think of like 5 off the top.
Okay, so if you offer to give her a ride home, even if you tell your boss, if you just say, fuck it, I'll give her a ride home, and you just give her a ride home, you don't tell anyone, because clearly the question states no one's going to know based on camera and all of that, right? And you just give her a ride home, you are putting your faith in someone that you probably don't know very well, that they aren't going to say a shitting thing about you. And again, this isn't to knock women in any way, shape, or form, but you are putting your faith in another person, your ultimate trust that she is not going to say, he did something to me. Even if it was just saying an inappropriate word, to something much more egregious. You are putting 100% trust of your future, your job, your family's future, your financial responsibility. You're putting all of that onto someone that you don't know. So that's problem number one. Even if you tell your boss after the fact, I could maybe see you calling your boss, standing in front of her and saying, hey, yo, you know, someone who works at this store needs a ride home. She doesn't have one. I'm not comfortable taking her home. Would you like to advise her on what to do? And handing the phone over to her. But at that point, should have already had conversations with her to begin with. You shouldn't have to pay for your Uber going into number 4 as well, because clearly she has a job. She potentially could pay for it herself. It's not my responsibility to pay for.
Well, and so if you, I know take a deep breath.
I'm here.
Okay. Sheesh.
I just hit it on once.
Man, you were spitting. You're spitting fire over here. If you tell your boss, you're already admitting to him that you violated policy. So you're just taking into, faith that your boss is not going to hold that against you. That's number one. Yeah. Okay. Number two, we haven't even talked about, like, clearly, let's just say everything goes great. You knock it out of the park. You're the man. It was a great experience. Nothing happened. She tells somebody else. Dude, grocery stores, retail establishments, banks, all the places where we work. You don't think that women, I'm not saying this to be crass. You don't think that women are talking about the guys who are working there, the guards? You're the guy that has a gun. You're the guy that, like, grabs the douchebag. You're the guy that grabs the douchebag when he's out of line, right? And drags him out. Like, regardless of if you're the most professional person there, if you are the most professional person there, if you are the person that does your job to a T, that makes you even more desirable. Even more desirable. And if she can be the one to break your spirit, don't think that she's not going to tell other people that. Oh, yeah, Damien. Yeah, he gave me a ride. No, I mean, he wouldn't do that for most people, but don't think that won't happen. How do I know this, Morgan?
Can I tell them how I know this?
Tell them how you know, and then tell them how I know all this crazy shit that I talk about, because somebody has made every stupid mistake in the book. I got to get my charger. You talk to him for a second.
Yeah, here's how I know this. We used to live, obviously, in a different place than we live now. And he was at work one day at his post, and I'm standing on the street in front of our apartment. And this was downtown Portland, right? So I'm standing on the street in front of our apartment with one of my neighbors smoking. And I just happened to look across the way, and I see my husband at his job because we live very close to it. And a couple of girls were walking past me on the sidewalk, and one of them went, "Ooh, damn, look at that guard. I need to get me one of them men over there." And I remember me and my friend laughing because, of course, I'm like, haha, bitch, like, he's mine. But I didn't say anything. I just chuckled, and we chummed it up. But, like, women, clearly she said that to her friends and just laughed it off. She kept going. And so, yeah, I mean, that's how I know that women, think like that. Plus of everything else. But yeah, also someone who's done everything under the sun, which is this guy here. He knows from personal experience.
I have ruined so many jobs and put myself in so many bad situations because I constantly make bad choices. Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
Nope.
Okay. And then on top of that, we haven't even talked about, like, what if she has an ex-boyfriend? We don't think about that enough in this industry. A lot of times it's like we talk about the post orders. We talk about how your contractor, the person that you guys are working for, how they're going to see that situation. Guys, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, guys that they're still in a relationship with that they've lied to you about. You don't need that smoke. You don't. And there are countless situations where guys have done the right thing. There is a very famous story. I actually sent a guy a bulletproof vest. This was 3 years ago. There was a story about security guards that were working in Las Vegas at one of the casinos. A female had a ex-boyfriend. He was making all kinds of threats. And she brought it to work. The guy comes to work. They're fighting in the parking lot. They're going back and forth. We see this kind of stuff all the time. And she comes in one night and she just asked for the security guard to walk her to her car. Not because something had happened that day or something had happened that night, but she didn't feel comfortable. She's got drama going on in her life, and she asked a random security guard to walk her to her car, not his job. And like so many of you who always tell me in the post, I'm going to do the morally right thing. I'm going to do the morally right thing. I'm not going to have this person walk to the garage by themselves. I don't care what the post orders say. And he walks her out there, and her jealous ass boyfriend shoots him in the chest and kills him. This guy has a wife, he has young children, and he's gone over somebody else's drama, somebody else's bullshit. And you guys have to understand and know, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm preaching, but you have to know and understand that bitches be crazy. And it's not outside of the realm of possibility that someone would have the nice hunking, strapping buck of a security guard drive her home just to make a guy jealous. It's happened. And there you are the next day working at your post with your back to the door, and someone comes in and they pop you in the head. I am still not 100% certain that the young man that I knew, Sir Charles, who passed away 2 years ago, getting shot multiple times while working, the story is still not out as to what caused that or what led to that. But I have watched a young security guard lose his life. I know it was over bullshit. I just don't know what type of bullshit it was. But that's why it's so important. You know, we don't have to even go through the comments on that. You know, it's so important for you guys to understand that these very mundane situations can go south. And it's not that it goes south and you lose your job. You can find another job. At the end of the day, I can find another job if you lose the contract for us. What we don't want is for you guys to lose your life. And messing around with people you work with is one surefire way to get yourself caught up and potentially lose your life. So please be aware of that. Any thoughts?
I do have a thought, or it's really a question for you guys to think of from the woman's perspective or a spouse's perspective, which is your chivalry or morality worth more than your overall life? And I don't even mean just you, but you and your family's life, right? So a lot of the comments were basically moral high ground, which is wonderful and admirable, but I'm giving her a ride. Fuck everything else because that's the right thing to do. And no one is saying you're wrong that that's the right thing to do, but is it worth the potential drama or headache of an accusation or, again, a jealous ex-boyfriend or losing your job? And have you had that conversation with your spouse? We play scenarios all the time with each other. What would you do and how would you respond? Literally every single day, I think 7 days a week, there's a scenario that one of us throws out and we go, what would you do? And we have a whole dialogue. Are you talking about this with your spouse at home and your person? Because would your wife, if something happened to you, you give this girl a ride home and then the next day she tells her HR, which isn't your HR, right? Because you're contracted, but she tells her HR, like, he assaulted me. And you have no proof, you have no nothing, and is more high ground worth?
And guys, listen, if you live in a place like Portland, this is the Me Too capital of the world. If a female says that you assaulted her, guess what? You assaulted her.
Yeah,
that's it. It's over. Done. End of story. End of investigation. End of questioning. She said you assaulted her. You assaulted her. Done.
Yeah.
So buyer beware. You know, it's not worth it. And guys, I will tell you, as someone who had a consensual affair with someone in 2007, I had a consensual affair with someone at work in 2007. That affair has come up in questioning in every single police interview that I've ever gone to. It's 2024. The last police job interview I had was in 2022, almost 2023, November of 2022. My affair that I had with a consenting adult in 2007 came into question. And I can tell you, as great as she wasn't worth 16 years of questioning over it. Okay? So just be aware of that. Now, We're going to lighten the mood here. Morgan always, we talk about questions and scenarios. Morgan also has her own questions and scenarios. She often hits me with something called, "Am I the asshole?" Where do you find this? What site is it on?
It's not. They're from Reddit, which I'm going to create an account because I want to see all of them now. But I get them off Instagram. I follow podcasts that read these, and then they give their take, and I just listen to them. Okay, so Morgan is going to hit me with her question. I have not heard this question today. This is off the top. So Morgan, hit me with it. Yeah. So it's more of a scenario because we know the answer when I start telling you. Okay, but so husband and wife have a family of 2 kids. They've been together 14 years and both kids are under 5. Okay. They could not agree on how many kids to have. He wanted at least 5. She only wanted 1.
And they have how many?
They have 2.
Okay.
They initially settled between 2 and 3 kids.
Okay.
But now they have 2. The wife badgered him for more than a year to get a vasectomy.
Ooh, did he get one?
Because she was like, "I am done. No, I've done it too."
Okay.
He tells her he has a vasectomy, takes a week off of work to recover, the whole shebang. Funny enough, it is now 2 years after the post vasectomy, and she's pregnant because he lied to her and did not have a vasectomy. And now she is potentially talking about having an abortion. She's also been contacting lawyers to sue the practice who did his failed vasectomy.
Okay, wait. So wait. Okay, so we know for a fact that he lied about
it. He created a throwaway account because he is on Reddit. He created a throwaway account and said now he is scared. It basically wasn't an "Am I the asshole?" Because
does she know that he lied?
No.
Okay.
So that's why she contacted attorneys to sue the practice for a failed vasectomy because she does not want any more children whatsoever.
Okay, so what's the question?
I mean, the question was like, "Am I the asshole?" But it filled into if I don't tell my wife
yes
it was failed. And so that's why I said, you know the answer, but this is one of those scenarios where we dive in a little more.
Man, that ain't a good one. You be hitting me with like no, that's common sense. Yeah, you're the asshole. You lied to her.
But some people, this is where it comes in where you talk about it because some people were in there saying how like this is a situation within matrimony, right? Where it is not consenting and where the laws of stuff get blurred. No. I thought it was wonderful.
No, man, I thought you was going to come in here with some spice. You always hit me with the spicy stuff when I get home from work. You're like, okay, so this guy, you know what I mean? And then you're like, hey, this guy said he had a vasectomy and he didn't. Yeah, he's an asshole. And you don't lie to each other in your relationships. Don't do that.
But should she leave him? That's what he's afraid of.
Leave him? I mean,
no, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
okay, so look, so let's talk about this real quick. So, in a way, if this situation evolved into her accusing him of SA, if she was accusing him of SA because they made the decision that they weren't going to have another child and he wanted more children, he's kind of forcing her to.
Stop it! Now you're just being.
It's a little dicey. No, that's a little dicey.
And also, does he have a leg to stand on if she chooses to have an abortion when he's the one who lied to her about it to begin with?
What do you think? I'll let you have the final say.
I think if I have a unique opinion, but a unique situation, and you're going to understand what I'm going to say. But if she was dead set on not having any more kids, then she should have had her tubes removed.
Ooh, you putting it back on her?
On her, like that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
My responsibility, like, can only go so far, right?
Okay.
You and I had this conversation, so I'm also drawing from that, going how much kickback, put your business out there, that you gave me about having a vasectomy. So guess what? I'm no longer relying on you because I don't want to fight about this anymore, and I have it well within my abilities within the state we live in to have something like that done, right? Like,
so, I didn't want to have a vasectomy because, I'm getting older, man. I don't want nobody in there cutting nerves or anything.
I know, but that's what it doesn't matter what the reason is. That's a valid reason. But I have it within my body autonomy rights to create, to prevent.
Portland moves a little bit too fast and too easy with the bottom surgery too. I don't trust it. I wouldn't wake up and they're like, "Hey, listen, There was an accident.
We had to take it off.
We took it all off. But hey, on the bright side, we threw in a free set of boobs. Okay, so you're good. You're gonna be okay. It's okay.
Stop.
I was like, no, I'll wait till we get to Arkansas before I do some vasectomy shit. So anyway,
No.
what do you want to say? Anything else, guys? Listen, does anybody have any questions for Morgan? Let's do that. So we'll open this up for the next couple of minutes, right? And we'll say we'll call it Ask a Wife a Question.
It could be anything.
You guys can ask her anything about me, about living in Portland, about the dog attack, anything you guys want.
Yeah,
So if anybody wants, we'll give you guys like the next 2 minutes. You guys can ask her a question. You know, what are your thoughts? I'll ask you a question. What are your thoughts? How much has security changed me since we've been here in Portland? Since we've been here in Portland and I've been working in the security industry, how has it changed me?
Oh gosh, I don't think it really has. I know that's not the answer you're looking for.
I'm looking for an honest answer.
Yeah, like you move, and when I say move, how you view things, you move through life the same. It just was such a smaller scale when we were in Missouri and when you weren't doing security but it was in terms of how you treated your customers at your businesses, the safety aspect. So like how you move and like move mentally is still the same. It's just now you kind of live it and breathe it 24 hours a day, but you're not any different.
I've always been a protector.
Yeah. I definitely think that you have always been a protector for sure.
Okay, let's see here. Law says it's a wrap. It's wrap. I don't know what that means. Law says it's wrap. Okay. Not quite sure what that means, regular citizen. All right. So Observe and Report says, what is a good everyday carry suggestion for women?
Now you're getting into my wheelhouse.
Let's go. Hit them with it. Hey, she about to hit you with it. Come on.
I think a hammerless, like a 38 is wonderful. I like that. And I'm going to tell you why I like that. And I do think all women, but should carry something like this. So I apparently can't tell you where I carry my firearm, but the way in which I carry my firearm, which I think we should talk about, you guys can see I wear lots of rings, literally like 20 stackable rings on my hands all the time. And just as a woman, and I need to be able to get to my firearm super fast, I base my carrying off of never, worst case scenario, I can only get my hand on my firearm. I cannot extract my firearm. So I carry a revolver and a hammerless revolver just for the simple fact that if the only thing I can do is get my hand on my firearm and I can maneuver my bag in a way to pull that trigger, I need to be able to do that and not have a semi-automatic, like worry about a shell ejecting. But also the safety aspect of it's in a bag that gets bumped around or moved or things like that. So I don't need to worry about if a safety is on or off or if it's in a holster or things like that. But again, I carry in such a way that makes the gun fit my lifestyle. I do not fit my lifestyle to the gun.
Snub revolver 38 special hammerless.
Yeah.
Very good answer. Very good answer. Let me ask you a question. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle the fear of the job that I do? From your perspective.
Oh, I don't live with a fear. I know something can happen to you. I know something can happen to you, but I kind of feel like your job, like me going out and running errands, the same fear or awareness I have about my own self out in public is kind of what I have for you. So that's not to say I don't worry about you. I do worry about you, but I also know who you are. I know how you are. And you have never been one, pun intended, to go guns blazing into any situation ever. I have never seen you do that. And so that is what makes me not worry. I worry about the situation you could find yourself in due to outside influences than your own influence. No offense if any of his coworkers are on here, but your coworkers are people who work around you. The things that they do or say and they have no self-awareness for the situation that it could put you in. That is what I worry about.
I love it. I love it. All right. Final question for you. I'll just ask these questions since we're not getting any questions coming in. How funny am I?
Not that funny.
Shut up.
He's super funny. Don't ever get a face injury and live with someone as funny as this guy, because it was really terrible.
Yeah.
Because it hurt so bad to laugh, and we did nothing but laugh.
Yeah.
In a good way, but like nothing but laugh. So.
All right. Well, I think you did a great job on the live stream. I really enjoyed having you on here. This was good. Did you have a good time?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
this was fun.
We'll invite you back for another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We are going to get out of here. I have been off for the last I had 3 days off. I can't believe 3 days went by so fast.
Yeah, he blinked and it was gone.
That's crazy. 3 days. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
But got to go back to work tomorrow. So let's get back on the wagon. You guys have a great evening.
Did you see?
I've been playing all
Oh,
this.
yeah, his comment. He said, blink if I'm holding you hostage. And
Yeah.
that's what made me laugh earlier.
Good job. Good job. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. Be safe.
I'm gonna go in. I run it up in right kind of what? Nigga, shit so fucking hard, yeah. What? Sad, I've been serving and the fan, got me serving and the fan.